A very welcome to this new episode of Off to 7,000 Islands, and this is our last travel video for a while now, because we've been doing these videos where we were on holiday with my parents a little bit and explored a bit of our island where we live here in the Philippines. It's Mindoro, and we live here in the south of Mindoro. We have here a little hotel. If you don't know us, my name is Eric, and my wife and I are running a hotel here which we took over from my wife's parents. And then my parents came from Germany, and we just thought we show you some of the bits which are not worth to put like into a whole video, but some of our favorite bits together. From the mountains, seen here, like when you just drive up some side road and you explore a little bit, and just going up the mountain is fairly safe in the Philippines. So like, and if you ask people where to best go, then they can point you out in those hotels or wherever you stay. That's usually no problem, just to get some sightseeing. And next I want to take you to a place called Villa Glenda. And Villa Glenda is just a resort, one town or one village away from us, and it's a typical Filipino resort. So it doesn't have rooms, it has those little huts where you can stay, you can rent them, you bring your own food, they have a toilet, they have a changing room, all this kind of stuff. And then nice beach, mangroves, there's a river coming into this bay, and it just looks very nice. It's in the middle of nowhere, so there's nothing around it, and you can just take a long walk on the beach and see what you can find there and all this kind of stuff. It's really nice, we like to go there. It's run by one of my wife's uncles, so that's of course always a plus for us. And then a place where you can spend like half of a day, and it's very nice, something a bit different for Mindoro, is very unique here on this island, and it's Pocanil. It's basically part of Bulalacao where we live, but still from us like half an hour drive, because it's very long stretch town. And you get there, it's very secluded. You have this big massive rocks where people used to climb, I'm not sure if they still do, and they are planning to make like a walking destination where you can actually walk over on top of that big cliff. But you have those other piers and things like this there as well, and that's also a resort, so it's very cheap. It's run by the local part of town. And then we go up all the way to the other end of the island, and there's one of our favorite cafes. And we run a cafe ourselves, but it's just nice to go somewhere else. And it's very similar to what we do, but it's in a very different place, and you can see the islands in front in that passage where the ferries come in from Batangas. Basically, if you travel by road from Manila to us, then you would see that from the ferry as well. It's very nice place there. We've been there of course in the off season, so they had the beach access blocked off for protecting it from the waves, but the rest was very nice there, and it's very secluded and very private, with just those little corners where you can sit and eat and coffee and everything. So that's really one of our spots where we like to go every time we're there in the north of the island. And then on the way back from Porto Galera, we had some other stops on the way, and there's one stop I found quite interesting, and it's very poor marketed, but it's actually very nice. It's one of the biggest lakes in the Philippines, I think the 5th biggest lake in the Philippines, and it's Lake Nauhan, so you say the J like a H. And Lake Nauhan, it's a bit tricky to find where to actually get to those long sea bridges, but there's a massive sea bridge and it's still getting built, so it's getting longer and longer, and you can just go there, take a walk along, see the fishers fishing and this kind of stuff. We had actually flooding right now there. It rained so much, there was flooding, so usually the sea bridge is lower. It's higher up above the water, and also we couldn't go to some places where we actually wanted to go because it was just flooded. And wow, you can see there also some traveling sales people there on their motorbikes. Is always interesting, at least for foreigners. And the last stop we actually made is in Bansud, and that's not something like crazy special. It's basically just a public park where we stopped. It's directly on the highway there, and but it's very special for the Philippines and this part of the Philippines, because it's actually a public place, and it shows kind of when a mayor really cares about the town, or mayors, consecutive mayors care and not just filling their own pockets as they sometimes do. Then actually things get happen. There's a public theater, there you can drive some little boats on that lake there, and there's lots of different photo ops, of course, you know, like we're living in a Instagram society, but like it's fantastic place. There's a little fast food place there and other restaurants around, and it shows that things like this are possible, and it's very clean as well. So it's of course, we've been there just after Christmas, so there's the decoration up as well, but it shows those things can be done, and there is actually money can be put into things like this, and that's just, I think, something special. The Filipinos probably know what I mean, and the rest maybe can imagine what I mean. I don't know the finances here, and I don't know stuff, but I see some things, and then I see also positive examples, and that's one of them. That's why I wanted to show it. You can just stop there, walk 5 minutes over it, take some funny pictures with some of the Disney characters there, and or they change them out, I think, as well sometimes. So it's quite a funny little thing there to go. Yeah, basically that's it from us from this trip. The next videos will be something else again, also vlogs or something else here from the life in the Philippines, what we live here. And please like, subscribe and share our channel, and if you have any questions, please write them down in the comments or contact us over the social media, which are also linked down below in the description. And I hope we can see you at some point, maybe here in Mindoro, one of the more underrated islands here, but it makes it very nice because there's not so many tourists, and it's still very, very beautiful. So, and if you come to us, of course, you can take the ferry, the shortest ferry, directly to Boracay. So that's some other bonus points you get when you travel overland. But that's for it now, and see you in the next one.